What are the consequences of driving under the influence? Well, it's very simple. Death, harm to others, severe consequences, harm to yourself. But what's most importantly, what you're concerned about in this video is what are the consequences to you if you've gotten a DUI? Well, in the state of California. Well, each county is going to have their own extreme perspective on it. And laws over time are getting more and more aggressive with people driving under the influence. So the thing you should be most concerned about with DUI is jail time. Yes, jail time. You can go to jail with driving under the influence. Even though no one was killed, no one was hurt. You can still go to jail because the way they view it, they referring to the state of California, that driving under the influence is bad and harmful and can cause death. The other form of consequences is probation. You could be on probation for 3 to 4 years. And that's something you have to be concerned about. Probation typically is going to be informal or summary. And informal probation or summary probation is another way of saying just don't get in trouble. You don't have to check in with a probation officer. Just don't get in trouble. Another of consequences, your license being suspended. Your license can be suspended for up to 4 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. It all depends on the facts and circumstances of the case. Now, for example, if the officer does a DUI investigation and after the DUI investigation, the officer presumably has a lawful basis for an arrest, probable cause to make an arrest. Now, by law in California, or we all gave informed consent when we got our driver's license, that if we are ever stopped for a DUI, we will provide a chemical sample, chemical test. And that would be either breath or blood. If you refuse, your license is automatically going to be suspended for refusal. But you can still fight this. Well, not what constitutes as a knowingly, well thought out refusal. Or it wasn't. Was it forced? These are going to be something that you litigate and argue in DNV court. But also there's fines and fees. But notice, even though you get a DUI, even though there are consequences, there's always a way to fight it. There's always a way to see if there's any particular defenses. At Charlotte Law Firm, we're here to investigate whether or not to stop, whether or not there's any Fourth Amendment violation, whether or not there's any Fifth Amendment violation, whether or not there is some concerning gaps in the prosecution case. At Charlotte Law Firm, we're here to help.